Hello everyone, this is Waldorf,
And this is Statler.
and we're back reviewing this time the Ninth Age Orc and Goblin version 1.3 book.
Yes, and we just
We're just going to go over some brief
we're
changes.
just going to go over the changes to 1.3.0. We're not going to do a full review at this time.
Correct. One thing that hasn't changed is our awesome
Is
emblem.
the poo emblem.
Oh boy. Anyway, all right, that's it for this review. Let's move on.
Yes.
Let's move on to something else.
Yes. So
Moving on down through here. Same thing, nothing's changing. When we get to first change comes when we get to where? Magic items?
magic items, right? Yes.
The Lucky Boar's Leg.
That fantastic item.
It is awesome now because now it also affects chariots.
Yes.
There you go. Moving on.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, folks. It's
That'd actually be worth taking for 10 points.
maybe. Since I'm doing the all cav thing, maybe I would consider it.
Yeah, for 10 points.
For 10?
Yeah.
For 30?
No.
Okay. All right. The organization changed a bit. Characters went up by 5.
So this looks like the new standard for most of the armies.
Yeah, but it went up with the standard for everybody else.
Yeah, pretty much everyone's at 40, except with a few exceptions. And I think this is mostly to do with the big change in 1.3 was monster mounts now count towards characters. So I think they were just trying to make some room for it.
Yeah, give you just a bit
Yeah.
more room to take care of those.
Yes.
I think that's all that comes to.
And then the big and tasty category
Yeah, they went up by 5%.
went up 5%.
Kind of helpful.
Yeah.
That lets you do the two giant.
Yeah.
I can't even say it. Sorry. Oh well.
Yes.
We'll move on.
For the guys that have had a lobotomy and gone through electroshock therapy, they may want to play with two giants. So, yeah.
Anyway, so max of 40%.
So just restating the same thing.
Correct. Now, the one significant change here is the Feral Orc Warlord and the Feral Orc Chief both went up in price
Yes.
by, I think, 20 and 40, maybe something else, or maybe it was 15 and 30. Anyway, they both went up in price, but they now both come with a built-in 5-up ward
Yes.
save, which is actually fantastic.
Yes.
If you're willing to take the chance on a Feral Orc,
Going crazy.
warlord or chief
Crazy.
going crazy and charging when you don't want him to because you are still suffering that -1 unruliness. If you're willing to take that chance, the built-in 5-up ward save, that's a 5-up ward that's not coming out of your magic points.
Yep.
Which is pretty good.
In a 6-up
I'm a
ward,
big fan of that.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, the 6-up ward was, what I've always referred to just as a luck save,
The luck save or
there.
a reason to make your guys cost too much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or a thank you because I'm going to have to buy a better ward save somewhere
Exactly.
else anyway.
Yeah, but a 5 is a good ward
5's
save.
actually a decent ward save.
Makes you think hard about getting another ward save.
Correct. So anyway, 140 points for Feral Orc Chief with a good ward save
Right.
is definitely an option. So I'm going to have to look at that and see if I can work one of those guys in.
Then the mount changes.
The mounts change price. The Wyvern went down by 20 points, 20 or 30, 20 across the board pretty much,
Right.
which is pretty good. I'm happy with that.
And the boar chariot is no longer an option on the Iron Orcs.
Yeah, I was not happy to see that, but
That's to reduce on 1-up armor saves.
it is. I believe that's what the
Yeah, particularly the
reasoning for that
rollable
is.
kind.
Of course, the Feral Orc gets mounts cheaper because he's more likely to go off and do something you don't want him to do.
That is true, but
The faster the thing he's riding is.
it would be kind of interesting having on a wyvern.
I'm actually considering it.
So whether you're flanked or front, it doesn't really matter too much.
It doesn't care.
So yeah,
But anyway, I'm considering that. You might actually see the Wyvern come out and show up in one of
Right.
my armies because of this.
and you'll see the model wyverns count towards big and tasty while being combined with
Yes.
characters.
Well, combined model counts.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, just cheaper wyverns is basically.
So I guess they're saying the Wyverns count towards big and nasty
Tasty.
and
yes.
characters. That's what this is saying.
The wyvern counts towards big and nasty, while the combined model counts
Yeah,
towards
the Wyvern
characters.
and the character count towards
Correct.
the character. Correct.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
This is a big buff here.
The Orc Shaman.
Orc Shaman now has 2 attacks
Okay.
and strength 4.
Yeah, and it bumped to leadership as well,
And a bump leadership, yes.
which is fairly helpful.
They did get more expensive, but I mean, especially if you're playing with shamanism, hitting on 5s. This is the type of character you're not afraid to put him in combat.
Right.
So,
Not as afraid, yeah.
not as afraid, I should say, yes.
Right. And, the Feral Orc gets the 5-up board save as well.
Exactly.
Which is, decent.
Yes.
And that's, of course, the Wyvern mount, again, price went down.
Yep. Quite inexpensive.
Yes, for a wizard, if you want to put a wizard on
Yes. Yes.
Especially a Feral Orc wizard on a wizard.
Yes.
If you go with your 2 giants,
Yeah.
that would be pretty awesome. I'm highly recommending people try this.
Well, I have one when you can have 2 and 2 by 2. You should double up on
2
things.
by 2?
Yeah, 2
Yeah,
giants
there
and
you
2 wizards on
Wyverns?
wyverns.
That would be
Yes.
pretty good. I'd like that.
Yes.
Moving on back to here. This is a change I do not understand in the least. The Orc Boar Chariot. The mount's protection went from a 6 to a 5. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, anyway.
Was it to a
It-
4 to
it-
a 5 and then they added light armor?
Yeah.
what it is?
Well,
Yeah.
no. It used to have heavy armor
Heavy,
and the
and then
mount's
it was a
protection
6.
6.
Yeah, I don't.
So now they changed the mount protection 5 to and light armor. I guess to keep in. I don't know. It makes a difference if a character is riding it with a good armor save, instead of giving it only the 6
I guess so,
bounce protection.
because they would only get the
Correct.
amount. I see.
That's what it is.
That's what it's for then. Okay.
Anyway, it's just
I still struggle with the whole mounts protection versus barding and all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
So.
So again, just a description. Combined model counts towards characters.
Yes.
Made just a clarification, I guess.
Right.
The Lords of Sneakin', the Goblin Lords, the heroes didn't change a bit, except again the same thing we've said
Right.
before, and one other.
Your Gargantula goes to Big and Tasty, and the
Correct.
combined model goes to characters.
Which actually is going to hurt my build a lot with my Goblin Lord on a Gargantula. Because
Yeah.
now that's going to take another 500 points out of my character
Right.
allotment.
So you'll have less points for other characters.
Yeah, that's going to hurt.
But you weren't really maximizing anyway, were you?
I was hitting pretty heavy there.
I guess you were because you had
of,
because of the number of characters you had,
Yes,
and they're all mounted.
six mounted characters.
Because mounts are so cheap now.
Yes, they are. They are. If you're not Equitane.
Yeah.
And moving on down the list again, it counts.
Same thing with
Same thing
the
before.
wizard. If you wanted the spider with the shrine on it.
The change here is the Cave Gnasher are max 3 per army.
Right. So
Which
hopefully you didn't buy 6 of them.
I was tempted, but I had a
they're-
feeling this was coming, so I did not.
Yeah, I thought they raised the points.
I thought they were fantastic. They're fantastic.
They're still incredible.
They're still really good. The Goblin hero level guy on a Cave Gnasher.
If somebody doesn't have 2 or 3 in these in their army, they haven't read this book.
I think I'm going to give it one more revision, and after that, I'm going to buy my third one.
I would not buy any more until version 2 comes out.
I'm holding off on 2 until the next version comes out.
I guess there's just a lot of people playing Orcs and Goblins in the team tournaments. That's the only thing that's
Right.
saving this unit.
Could be.
Yeah.
So anyway, nice.
So core stayed the same at 25.
It did. Nothing changed there. The Orcs, the only thing changed here is all their equipment went down a point.
So that's nice. It basically makes them even cheaper
It does.
because you're probably going to give them at least paired weapons, if not a spear and a shield.
A spear and a shield, paired weapons, a bow.
A bow is okay. Since they're not limited to 100.
I will.
You can actually have 100% archers in the Orc and Goblin
You can.
army.
You can, except for characters. Well, I guess you can give them
Yeah,
bows
you
too.
can give them bows too.
Okay.
So you can
That
have
is true.
100% characters.
They are one of the few armies that can go 100%
Sylvan elves
shooty.
can't.
Well, you're not known as a shooting army.
Not known as a shooting army. Can't do that.
The one thing that still bugs me about orcs, they're pushing towards orcs are a horde army, and
Yes.
they're pushing you towards they're pushing you to the small units, because 20 orcs the first 20 you're paying 9 points apiece,
Right.
but then you're paying 12 points apiece.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pushing you towards units of 20, and I think this is wrong. I think if anything, you should pay a higher cost for the initial 20, and then lower for the additional guys. Anyway,
Yeah, I think that's true of most models, except for high, because you're just paying for rank bonus.
you're paying for rank bonus and survivability,
Right.
steadfast survivability.
Yeah, no, I agree that on most troops, if it's just rank and flank type of guys, then yeah, the follow-on model should be cheaper.
Yeah, but orcs, again, orcs, in my opinion, orcs have always are supposed to be a horde army.
Right.
And they're discouraging horde with the 12 points a model.
Yeah, but the other challenge you have is, frankly, strength 3 guys with a nominal number of attacks in this game are not a good choice.
No, they're not a good choice. But
You lose too many guys, and you don't put out enough attacks. And when you do hit with your attacks, you don't get enough wounds.
You're not going to wound, and
so it's always a suboptimal. And then, I mean, they keep fiddling with the points, but until they fix I think they fix the orc rule. It's
right.
No one's ever going to take the standard orcs unless they
Correct.
run an archery army.
The other thing I failed to mention is the feral orcs are down 2 points.
Yes.
Sorry, they're the same. I'm wrong.
Not those guys. Yeah, it was
the other one. Sorry,
yeah, you're thinking the other guys. Yes.
Anyway, here we go.
Yes.
With the and they stayed the same. It was the boar boys, I guess.
Yeah.
Ed Basher stayed.
No change.
No change here at all.
Still a really good unit.
The boar riders, again, no change.
Yeah.
I've been playing these guys a lot. The boar riders, they need help.
Yeah. Well,
they need help.
Well, same issue. I mean, most cavalry in the game, it's okay when it charges, but after that, it's not.
They're fine on the charge.
Yep.
But after the charge, I mean, don't let them have a lance. I'm fine with that. Give them a light lance if you want to, like they have. Don't give them this lance upgrade. But they need strength. They need something. They need strength 4 or something, because it's a slap fight after the first round of combat.
That's the problem with all heavy cavalry in the game now.
It's just ridiculous.
Heavy cavalry.
Anyway.
It's
and I've been seeing it a lot more simply because I've been playing these a lot lately.
That's it, but that's across the board in 9th Age.
Correct.
Unless you have really special guys, which are
Well,
really
even
expensive.
the Equitane guys are strength 4.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but they're paying out the wazoo for it.
Yeah, well, I don't know why. Anyway. Goblins, pretty much
the same.
Pretty close to what they were before.
Yes.
Nothing really changed here
so cheap.
for common goblins.
Yes.
Common goblins with a bow, you can have up to 100 of them in your army for 8 points a model. And because you take the bow, you get a shield for free.
Exactly.
You don't have to.
Yes. You may take the shield in case you don't want it.
In case you don't want to carry that around all day.
Exactly. Why be distracting when you can just,
Exactly. The cave goblin, their upgrade is free now to be cave goblin.
Right, and now you pay for the nets.
Pay for the nets, back to paying mother model. This way you're not forced to take them.
Yeah.
Those are the changes.
It's not the cheapest upgrade now, though.
And they are limiting you to 8 mad gets per army.
Yes.
So that's
cut down the
change.
spam a bit. So that's a slight nerf on the cave goblins.
Yeah. Actually, I'm considering running the 100% model shooting army.
Shooting to see what happens because you guys are so cheap.
As long as I run against an elf army, I'll be fine.
Elf for humans.
Elf for humans, I'll be fine. No, humans have armor.
Not that much.
Okay. Shady gets.
Nothing changed. Nothing
Mad
changed.
gets.
Nothing changed.
I'll still tell you this though. Shady gets at 10 points a model.
Yes.
Half the price of a
champion. Half the price of a champion, but better.
Much better.
Yeah.
Anyway. Don't mention this to the rule teams, please.
Yeah.
Iron Orcs, same thing.
They can solve that if they just gave people the command options for free and then make you spend all these darn points for them.
Yes. Iron Orcs, yeah, no change. Still limited to 35, which is not terrible for Iron Orcs.
Same as before.
They still
need something. They need hatred or something. Yeah.
Hatred, yeah. You don't want to give them a second attack because that makes them good every round, I guess. Yeah. But hatred would be nice.
I think hatred would be good on them.
Head bashers, mounted head bashers. This is the unit that got a little bit of a bump over here.
Well, the ferals.
Even the plain mounted head bashers got a bump because now your lance went down by 2 points.
Yeah.
The ferals, the paired weapons went down by 2, and the feral upgrade is free.
It's now free.
Because somehow I guess they realized that it's not a good thing to have a leadership 8 unit that's -1 to frenzy checks.
Is the 5-up ward save a attribute of all ferals, or is it only the units that have
only the characters?
Oh, okay.
The 6-up ward save is still the attribute of all the ferals.
Okay.
That would be fantastic if it was all feral. Then you'd be seeing all feral armies.
Yeah.
The boar chariot, again, they swapped the mouse protection and light armor from heavy armor. Mm-hmm. No change there at all. Other than that. This is a change I like.
This is a good change.
Goblin Raider units of 8 or more models count towards core now.
Yep.
So I don't like taking units of 8, but now if I do, I can use it as that mobile bunker thing
Yep. You can
that I tried for so long and couldn't control.
You can bring back the bunker, or also known to you as the advanced guard.
Apparently, Goblin Raiders have frenzy, if you weren't aware of this.
Yes.
It's not written here, but they do like to charge.
But when Waldorf commits them, they are the tip of the spear, buddy.
They are.
Yes.
Anyway.
Why fight with lords when you can fight with wizards?
They units of 8 or more do count towards core. That is a very nice change.
Yeah, I think that.
I would.
I thought they're going to make any army programs do that, but it's still a good change.
I would actually love to see them have another option, and that's, you can lose your fast cav to become a scoring unit.
I would like that.
I would
option.
like that a lot.
Although I guess then there'd be no point in taking orc boar boys.
Currently, no, there wouldn't be.
Yeah.
They have a higher weapon skill.
Yeah, just at the price point and everything. Yeah.
I know. And they can hit harder on the charge.
You can actually get rank you could get rank bonuses because you can afford them with the wolf.
Yes. Moving on.
Chariots, extra chariots. Have you ever seen anybody take multiple chariots?
I have not.
With the exception of Undying Dynasties.
I've been tempted to try it though.
Yeah, I just.
But every time I put it down on paper, I like. This is not a good idea.
Why have one of 3 when I can just have 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess if you want to get 12 chariots on the board, you could do it.
I guess. I mean, at least they all going to get to. They're either all going to make it or not make it to the target point.
Correct. There's no this half measures.
Yeah, half get in, half don't.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm not. I don't quite.
Although, like I said, you can get 12 on the board this way.
No, I mean, a number of armies have it. It's just, I don't know.
Anyway, no, not sold.
Maybe because they don't march this and just wheeling them around is such a pain.
Could be. Master Dashers, no change here. The only
chariots march, they'd be totally different in the game. I think you see a lot more of them.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, no changes on Master Dashers.
No change. I'm still disappointed with their loss of skirmish, but that's
still
just me.
Disappointed with them being fantastic. Yeah.
Because now they're just really good.
Now they're
fantastic.
only flyers with impact hits. Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't have skirmish. They're not hard to shoot.
Yeah. Okay. They don't have to be because they're behind. They can be behind your units until you get them into range, and then they just fly over them.
Yeah, but before they were a good screen as well.
Well, you've got other things for that. You just spend a whole bunch of extra points on those grotlings.
Yeah,
you can screen those.
Yeah, but they're slow. Nasher herds, no change here.
Yep.
Still a decent unit, just kind
Wrecking
of hard.
team, no change.
Wrecking teams, I've been trying them a little bit lately too. Still not thrilled with them, but
They just scare people.
They scare people, and they target saturation thing.
Yes.
Still works. Trolls are just ridiculously overpriced.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
The first one is 120. Anyway, sorry, enough said there.
Yeah.
Grotlings. Now here's the game-breaking change to the army.
Yes.
Now for 80 points, you get 3 stands of Grotlings
yes.
instead of 2. No price increase.
Exactly.
That's pretty awesome.
Yep.
This is a change that's going to make.
It's going to make or break an army.
It is. But you are limited to only 3 units of these in the game, so
but they have Scout and they have Vanguard.
They do have Scout and Vanguard,
and throwing weapons.
Yeah, it's
those powerful throwing attacks.
Actually, I came up with a person that wanted, since they have 5 attacks, they wanted to have 5 throwing shots each.
Sounds like a plan.
I was on board for it as long as he was letting me have it.
Yeah.
Scrap wagon, still the same
No
thing.
change.
It's always been.
Yeah.
And we come to death from above. Skewer, no change at all.
Change.
Catapults, change here.
This is a general thing through almost all artillery.
Yeah, you'll notice the Splatterer got the reduction. The Get Launcher did not.
Yes.
So
just limitate the 0-2 that was there before, wasn't it?
No, the point drop. Sorry.
No, I'm talking about the 0-2 choice per army. Showing as blue. I
think it was 0-3 before.
Oh, okay.
It was 0-3 before.
Okay. But yeah, generally speaking, catapults have gotten cheaper.
They have. I'm not sure why they're really good.
I don't understand it either. Big and Tasty up to 30. Gargantula, nothing happened to him, right?
Yeah, nothing happened to him this time.
And
he was left alone.
The Great Green Idol, it's went down by 60 points.
60 points.
So now it's only really overpriced instead of super
Correct.
overpriced.
This is getting down into the usefulness of a giant almost.
Exactly.
So you got that going for it.
I don't know. They need to fix this thing.
It's an icon of the army for some people, and it needs to be fixed.
It needs to be fixed. Just give it stubborn.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah.
Stop arguing and give it stubborn.
Yes.
And here's the prize of the army.
Yeah.
God, I love seeing giants on the field so much, but
There's so many nice looking models. It's the same. They're so lackluster, we'll say.
Lackluster. And it's all in this.
It is
all in this chart.
All in this random chart.
You know.
I mean, if you have one that gets a reroll, at least that's something. But
correct. And even the Infernal Dwarf one, he costs more, but the Infernal Dwarf one actually only costs 20 points more. The Infernal Dwarf one has the 4-up armor.
It's got plate armor on him. Yep.
Yeah, and a 5-up ward.
And a 5 ward against fire. Yeah, the
but
armor.
far bad.
Yeah, he's better, but he's still got the same problem.
But he's still got the same problem when it comes to attacks.
He's just less vulnerable to archery.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's this chart.
It's a chart.
And this is one of those iconic changes they don't want to move away from.
Yep.
It's just this random giant chart.
But it's just crap.
Yeah. Anyway, they need to move away from it.
Maybe just give it a fixed number of attacks, or you can make a special attack for those people that want to use the chart.
You have the option of doing.
Yeah.
Call it 6 attacks or this chart.
Yeah.
Or roll.
If they don't want to fix it, if they don't want to change the chart, which I think they just change the chart. So, but just because for people who want to play in tournaments, why would you take a giant? Because you take things because you can rely on what they're going to do to a large extent. Things you cannot rely on, it's only fluff.
Yeah. Really? And why people take mages?
Yeah.
You still can't rely on them. You don't know what their spells they're bringing.
Yeah, at least there's enough.
Different subject.
There's enough zero spells out there.
There are.
You can still focus.
But that was kind of the changes here. Overall, to me, I feel it was just kind of a stayed where we are type of release.
I feel it's a slight buff. I think most of the books have a slight buff.
I would be a little bit irritated. Well, of course, I keep forgetting my grotlings.
Exactly.
I would be
that in itself makes it a buff.
Yeah, I would consider this a nerf if I was running more than 3 of the cave squig offers.
Yeah.
But since I'm not, I think it's kind of a stick the same. A point a little cheaper on orcs, but when's the last time you saw a unit of common orcs?
Yep.
You don't. So
why would you see
that point cheaper means nothing.
Unless you're trying to play an archery army.
Unless you're going to try to play an archery army,
yes.
Which, like I said, it breaks the mold, so I might want to try it one time.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap with archers, right?
They are. Well, the goblins at 8 points a model.
Yes, I know.
That's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
You can only have 100, but that's
yep. 2
units of 36.
That's just the goblins, not all the other guys that can have stuff.
Yes, exactly. So anyway,
yeah,
those are the changes. Like I said, overall, I said kind of an even. You give it a little slight nerf, slight bump.
No, slight buff.
Buff. Okay. But they definitely weren't hurt.
No.
I guess the things I see as the benefits that they put in, I don't like the wyvern. I haven't used the wyvern. I don't use the feral orc characters. Right. Once I start, if I play with them and start with them, maybe I'll reconsider that and look at it.
Well, in olden times, it wasn't uncommon to see the feral orc, block for like big guns with a mage in there, and that was because you used to get a buff for it. But to put a character in there, you just haven't seen that lately. Now I think you're kind of back to it. I think the bigger challenge is characters are so expensive that you have so few, so you make different choices.
The other thing that
the ones on foot aren't too bad.
Yeah, the other thing that happened to us in 1.2 that still is surviving in 1.3 is the Ed Bashers are limited to 30 models, which is way too small. Mm-hmm. Again, not only because of my horde belief for this army, that's not with the low initiative models, that you need the numbers to make up for it.
Right.
In my opinion. But anyway, that it? Good enough?
I think that's good enough.
All right. Thank you for listening.
Till next time.